Hey Roog!
Marco!
Hey, how are you?
Friends.
How are you?
Good to
Good to
see
see you.
Welcome to Camping Zeeburg.
Thank you.
Roog's Writing Camping. Marco.
Yeah.
Thank you for doing this.
Thanks for the invitation.
I have one very important question. How do you pronounce your name? Because in Holland we say Marco Lies, Marco Lies,
No, that's
Marco.
right. No, that's Marco Lis. That's Marco Lis.
I got it right.
Marco.
I win
No,
50
in
euros.
Italian way we say Marco Lis.
Lies.
I love
So,
it.
in your bio, I read your bio.
Yeah.
It says you were born in Venice.
Yeah.
I'm like, do people actually live there, or
Yeah, yeah.
is there because it's a tourist thing?
Yeah. I born in Venice. Yeah, I live close to Venice where I can drive car. You know, because in
Yes.
Venice, you know, you can drive
Crazy.
any car. You can go only, you know, by your feet or
Yeah.
you know, driving a boat.
Yeah.
So, but apart that, Venice is amazing, and you have to come to visit it.
I've been with my parents like many years ago. I was like, really, do people live here? So when I
Yeah.
read your bio, I was like, Venice? Oh, I have to
Yeah.
ask him this. Italy. Can you tell me a little bit like how you got into house music living in Italy?
Yeah,
Was house big in Italy back in the day?
Yeah, well, and I live in a small town where, you know, at that time I was the only one starting making music, you know, when I
Yeah.
was 17, and just because I don't know, I started listening to dance music on the radio. I started recording, you know, on the cassettes.
Yes, of course.
Music.
Yeah.
I was doing my own compilations.
Yeah.
And then I started DJing, you know, to get passionate to DJing, going to the
So
clubs.
DJing before producing.
Yeah, just a year before, you know, I went to the clubs and I was the guy staying, you know, on the DJ booth watching.
Train spotting.
Exactly, watching the DJ. Why he was playing that breakers at that time, you know.
Yeah. We have the sun out, man.
Yeah.
Oh, this is so lovely. How good is that?
Passionate about productions, you know, when I listen to Mars Pump Up the Volume, you know the track?
Yeah.
Pump up the volume. Pump up the volume.
I got, wow, this is amazing, because you know, it was completely different
Yeah.
of what, you know, what was the dance music at that time. You know, at that time there was a computer, Amiga, you know, from Commodore, and there was the very first, you know, applications to making music, sampling stuff.
Yeah.
I started making demos then. When I was 18, I met up with at that time still doing really well, Christian Orbostel. You know him?
No.
He's a techno DJ. You know, at the time he did a very famous, popular track. Then, long story short, he likes the demo. I show it in on the tape. You know,
On the cassette.
and cassette, exactly.
Right.
So I've been in the studio recording that. That was my first record released.
Which year is this?
Yeah, it's been released in '91.
91.
91, yeah.
Damn, you're even before me.
Yeah.
Jesus.
91. Then I started, you know, actually I started professionally producing from '98 when I set up my own studio.
Yeah.
Before that date, I did breakers just for a hobby, you know, once or twice a year. But you know, always got passion making music.
Yes.
And
Can you describe your first setup in that studio, like in 19?
yeah, it was very simple. Sampler. I still
Yes.
have. Yeah, it's turned off, but sometimes
Yes,
I turn it on just to see the lights and remember the old times.
Yeah, that's funny.
And PC. No, before the PC I had Atari. Yes, this very
Of course.
nerd.
I had it too. Yes.
And
Steinberg.
Steinberg Cubase with
Yes.
a black and white screen, you know, and very, you know, before I had the NES 10, I had like hi-fi, you know, speakers.
Yes.
and that's it. Very very simple. Master keyboard, an expander, a keyboard. Very very simple setup, just to put down my ideas, demos, and then I rented at that time a professional studio to put down the ideas into the DAT, to masters. So yeah, it was at that time was not so easy producing a professional record.
Crazy. You had to put a lot. Trying to get your own studio, but had to get a lot of money.
Yeah, exactly.
Like buying a mixer, and then you had to buy like the compressors, the echoes, synthesizers, drum computers. I mean, now, old men talking, like the new generation has it easy.
Yeah.
Like you have one laptop and everything is in there. But when I try to explain to the guys, I teach at the school of house, and then I tell them, or I try to explain to them, there wasn't internet back in the day.
No, exactly.
They're looking at me like,
no.
What is this old man talking about?
Yeah, no.
And it's only like 15 years ago.
No tutorials, no YouTube. So
no.
we had to buy books to learn what we had to do.
There wasn't any books, because I was buying strictly rhythms, and I was like, I love that drum sound. I had a Kawai drum computer, and I tried years to get like the 909 sound out of it, but of course that would never happen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I couldn't go on the internet to find out how it was done.
Yeah.
It's like just experimenting, trying,
sampling vinyls, just to get a kick.
Yes.
So yeah,
that's the only way.
But this is the way. We learned what we now.
But it took a long time.
Yeah, exactly.
Now in like 1 year you can get to a certain level.
Yeah.
Back then, no way.
No, it took years and years to get to a certain level.
Marco.
No.
Marco. Is there something we don't know about you?
Let me.
Oh, now it's going down. It's going down. Oh.
No. No.
So we said, okay, we do a collab, but you said, okay, no saxophone.
No.
Because you had like
two tracks. Yeah. No, three. Yeah. Two tracks with the saxophone, one with the trumpet. And so for now, let's take a little break from saxophones.
All right, that's a good plan. I was like, okay, maybe we do like a piano track. So if it's not a saxophone, if it's not a trumpet, we need to make like a.
We need a something.
Like
it's like a more
piano. So I was like, I had this track that I loved for years. It's like from '94. It's called Bells of New York. Used to play it, but there's no good remake or remix of it. No one did it yet, so it's like, if we take that piano, replay it, and maybe we can take it from there.
Good for the breakdowns,
How do you start?
Okay, 90% I start with a kick.
Ah.
Yeah. Finally. No, but all over these years, I put down a small template. I start with as a basic drum template, kick, I hope, and a clap.
Yeah.
A basic structure.
Yeah.
And so I feel my effects, compressors, mastering chain, blah blah blah. So when I start the project, I already have a
something,
something to start with.
Yeah.
A kind of sound. Then
that's a good point. I like to stress out because some people they start like with a clean slate.
No, it takes a lot of time for nothing, I think.
I know. I have also a template with like a basic beat, and all my most used effects are in there,
exactly.
That kind of stuff. So yeah.
Then I can add some new stuff, some extra sound.
No, but it's a good point to start with a little bit, because you're gonna probably use a kick always.
Yeah.
Right.
I have like 5 to 6 kicks I can change, depending on the kind of sound I want to give to the track,
Yeah.
And sometimes you can start with a kick and you you end up with another kind of kick.
Yes, of course. Yeah.
And then I can start writing a bass line, or I can start searching for some samples, to get some ideas, or playing. Maybe I have a new VST synth. you know, searching for new sounds. You know, wow, this is good sound. You know, you can find like maybe a riff you couldn't find without that VST.
sure.
You know, so that's how I start, and then I put down, you know, all the stuff I play on a basic structure. You know, building the first breakdown, then you know the drop, adding all the elements. So basically, this is the way I work. You know, another thing I do, but you know, it's not suggested to do that. I start already with my mastering chain because I want to feel how the record sounds. You know.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Listen, hey. I always start with my mastering chain. Without it, I don't work.
Exactly.
It doesn't sound right, you know. I have my mastering. This is what I put on like through the years, and then it works. The sound is big.
You good stuff there.
You know what I mean? So it's like if I don't have it on, it sounds like it doesn't sound like me.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So it's like it has to be on there. I always start with that. I don't mix. I just go along the way.
Yeah.
Marco.
Yeah.
So all this production getting me I get a bit tired in the head. You?
Yeah.
We need to do something really Dutch.
Okay, what do you mean for really Dutch?
Really Dutch. You ready?
Okay.
Let's do this.
And another good tip, I suggest to do it. You have to do it is to tune the kick with the project. You know.
Wow, that's a good one. Yeah.
Because it completely changes the feeling of the track. You know, if the kick is tuned with for example, with G.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean okay. If the kick is in G, is the best thing, but if it's on the same scale, so on one of the notes of the scale, it's good as well.
Yeah.
So tune the kick, and if you can, of course, maybe the other sounds, but we're talking about the kick now.
Especially the bass and the kick. That has to. I think that's the hardest thing for my guys that I try to teach something is like getting the kick and the bass to work. What's your suggestion?
Okay, I group them in you know, I do the group I call bass and kick, and I give a little compression to the group, not just to the kick and the bass, but the bass and the kick.
You have your kick and you have your bass, and you send that to one group.
To one group, I gave a very gentle compression. Just to I can name the plugins, of course. I use the glue, the Cytomic the glue. Yeah.
People love that one.
It's like the SSL 4000. Very gentle setting, just to glue the sounds together. And I give a little bit of side chain, to the bass. You know, the kick. So when the kick push, you know, the bass has a little less volume, so they fit together.
So your kick is principal. So your bass is coming down when your kick hits.
Exactly. Another good tip is you cut out below 30. Is you can add like 1 or 2 dBs around 800 to 1K hertz to give a little bit more presence, you know.
So, but do you like you can EQ that, but do you have other ways of, because what I sometimes do when it's really low, I transpose the kick. Sorry, the bass. So you have like a really low bass, and then you're like.
You have 2 basses, I see.
Yes, because this is the sub on the one. No, but if you have like a bass line that's really subby, you can maybe on another track transpose it.
Exactly.
Like 1 octave.
You can do that.
And then you can try to blend maybe the 2. Because when you have like good sounding loop, how do you make it to a track? How do you do that?
Okay, we have all the ingredients.
Yes.
So the track needs an intro, the main part, an outro. Because we are doing, you know, tracks to make the people dance. We need the breakdowns as well. So we need to build up the energy, you know, to the drop. So we what I do on the breakdowns is adding or taking out some elements. Then I get back. I put back on the track, you know, later on on the main part. So what we can do now, we have some vocal filters, vocal loops. We can add them, you know, maybe after 16 bars here on the project. we can add a different piano riff on the breakdown, or add another piano to the main piano, you know, to make it more
synth,
or synth, something, yeah,
to make it bigger.
exactly. Another, what I like to do, you know, I like vocal loops. You make a recognize on my productions.
Yes.
I usually use vocal loops. I add them, you know, with the volume or with the filter opening up.
Yeah.
You know, so there's something that is coming up, you
Yeah.
know, while you're listening to the track, you know,
Yes.
build up, then they
You play with the volume and you do it with the
exactly,
with the filter
exactly.
as well.
Even on the breakdowns, you know, I play with the filters, with automations, you know, to give like that I can say people can feel that something is coming, you know.
Building tension, yeah.
Exactly. So drum rolls or whatever, but yeah, automations are very, very important on music production.
Absolutely.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I mean, and the most important thing, if you don't dance to it yourself, the track is shit.
Yeah, exactly. I have something, you know, sometimes my feet is my foot is tired because I'm all the time, you know, doing that way because I'm feeling the groove, you know.
I know, but what I do, I put on the track and I just stand in the studio and I just
dancing.
I just dance, you know, because we're making dance music, man.
Yeah, exactly. I asking myself all the time, is it something I will play in my sets?
Yes, exactly.
So the answer is yes. Okay, that's fine.
If it's not, just throw it away.
Yeah. Let's do a new one. But yeah, that's definitely.
A lot of people are just they're so hung up on their own idea, they don't want to let it go, and they start working a week, they start working 2 weeks on it. But if it's not a great idea, just please throw it away.
Yeah, exactly. Let's do a new one. But yeah, definitely. You have to feel the track. Yeah, you have to dance to your track. You have to have goosebumps.
Yes.
Where
Well, that's the most ideal situation.
Yeah.
What is the secret ingredient? What is the sauce to your production? Is there a plugin? Is there a
there are
trick?
many. Yeah, there are many.
Oh shit!
Okay.
Bring it on.
But after that, I have to kill you because
I have to kill all these people there.
No, okay.
All right, one then.
Okay,
Only
one of them.
only
No, I will give more one of them.
Oh, come on.
Okay, as I told you, kick and the bass on one group.
Yeah.
And then
That's a good one though.
Yeah,
Maybe.
and then all the drum parts except hi-hats, snare drums, claps, percussions, and grooves and stuff on another group, you know, with another compression, you know, different, always gentle, not to, no, I don't want to squash the sound, you know, just to glue the parts. And I added to that group a plugin to spread the stereo image. You know, I saw you are using on your mastering chain.
Center.
Is a BX Solo.
That's nice.
Yeah, that's a free plugin. So it's just to give more, you know, stereo
space,
image, stereo space, exactly. So you have the kick and the bass focusing in the middle, and you have the percussions, you know, working on the sides.
Yeah.
I do the same on the hi-hats, you know.
So you have your hi-hats on a third group?
Yeah, third group for the hi-hats.
Nice.
Okay, tambourines, rides, and stuff, crashes and stuff.
Yeah.
I have another group for the synths, where I give the BX Solo.
Yeah.
Well, you have to be very careful with the stereo image because you have to check all the times if the canal, the sound is you're working with works well in mono.
Yeah.
Because sometimes if
it's too wide.
yes, too wide. If you put in mono, the sound disappears.
Yeah.
So you have to be very careful and check all the times on a percussion or a synth if it sounds good with the same level in mono. Okay.
Correct. Yeah.
And another last tip I use is the parallel compression on the drums.
Now we're gonna work it.
Yeah. Okay. So
where's the parallel compression?
okay, I set up another group, you know, with a compressor. Sorry. Squashing the sound, so very low
Like the stereo
threshold.
sound, or what?
No. I tell you.
Okay.
It's a very like minus 40 dB on threshold, you know, just to squash the sound.
Yeah.
And I add to the drum sounds, so the snares and blah 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 groups, and hi-hats groups. I had it like a sand, you know, like you do with reverb and stuff. So
of course
it gives to the drums more presence, you know, keeping quite the same level, but you can feel more presence. So you have the drums, you know, just in front, you know.
Yes.
That's a very.
But you do it on like every separate element.
No. On the I don't give it to the kick and the bass. I keep them as they are. I give parallel compression to the drums, the hi-hats, sometimes to the vocals. It depends about the project, of course.
Yes, of course,
but
with the bass, you don't want to have the bass, feel the bass.
But it sounds are already good. Sorry. No.
Bass
Yeah,
are always good.
I have even for the kicks. I have like my 5 or 6 basses working well. So yeah, sometimes I compress the bass. Yeah, I do that.
My brain is getting a bit. So shall we do a drink or maybe some relaxation?
Maybe a coffee.
Oh, Italian coffee.
Espresso.
I don't know how it's here. I don't know. I don't want to disappoint you. Let's go out, man. Get some fresh air.
Yeah.
So, Marco, you said you wanted a coffee, and I got you a real Dutch coffee. I hope you, as Italian person, can enjoy this.
Okay, let me try. That's amazing.
Sorry, man.
Very good.
Oh damn.